Hello everyone. In part 2 of this tutorial section, we will take a look at specialized barricades of the MSCC by Imitation Studios. For a basic overview, please refer to part 1 of this tutorial series, available on imitationstudios.com. Now, let's get started. We will start off by showcasing several examples of specialized barricades, including vault only, cover only, one-sided cover, ledge climb, ledge drop, and crevasse. Afterwards, I will show you how each of these barricades' parameters were adjusted in order to achieve the same functionality. First, I will demonstrate a normal barricade's functionality for comparison. Next, we will move to the vault-only barricade. Crouch and slide functionality have been disabled on this barricade, however, as the name suggests, it can still be vaulted. The cover-only barricade is essentially the opposite of the vault-only barricade. Crouch and slide functionality is available, but this barricade cannot be vaulted. The single-sided barricade can be vaulted from either side, but the player can only crouch and slide to a predefined side. The ledge climb barricade will allow the player to crouch and slide to its base, as well as allowing the player to vault to the top of the ledge. The crevasse barricade will allow the player to vault the crevasse. This barricade has had its mesh renderer disabled, but its collider is still active. It is worth noting that the ground levels on either side are not at the same height. This is not required, but has been set up in this manner to showcase the crevasse barricade's potential. We recommend that the crevasse barricade's animation is changed if you are planning to implement these transitions often. Changing the barricade collider's layer will fix the camera clipping bug seen in this demonstration. The collider can also be removed, allowing the player to fall in. The ledge drop barricade will also allow the player to crouch and slide behind it, as desired. And it will allow the player to vault it, transitioning the player into the falling movement state. Now, we'll take a look at how each of these barricades were set up. These setups rely entirely on two principles. The core components of the barricades, which are the rail systems, the barricade blink trigger, and the mesh and collider, can be individually enabled and disabled with little hassle. The second principle is the fact that we can move and resize these trigger bounds to our desire, again, independently of the other core components. Please refer to part 1 of this tutorial series for more information on barricade basics. In the vault-only barricade, both of the rail systems have been disabled. However, there is one more step to keep the rail systems from re-enabling. On the barricade blink trigger, we must remove the rail systems from the reference parameters. Moving on to the cover-only barricade, we can see that the barricade blink trigger has been disabled, but like the vault-only barricade, there is one more step. We must delete the unlatch key event on both of the barricades. The single-sided barricade is set up very similar to the vault-only barricade. Only, just one rail system is disabled, and the reference to that exact rail system is removed from the blink trigger. Next, we will move on to the ledge climb barricade. This is the most complicated barricade displayed in this example. Like the single-sided barricade, one rail system has been disabled, and its reference has been removed. I have moved the blink trigger down, so that it rests just below the upper floor level. This prevents the player from activating the trigger from the top level, as the player will just be able to fall down to the lower level. The upper floor height should be just above the barricade, and the barricade should just slightly protrude from the side of the floor, as seen in the example. In the barricade trigger parameters, the animation trigger has been changed to blink ledge. The barricade width has been increased, with edit mode turned off. Turning edit mode off will allow to increase the player's blink travel distance, without scaling the barricade's components. The height offset has also been increased slightly. Be careful when using extreme parameter values, as this will lead to character snapping, without further intervention. The crevasse barricade has had its rail systems disabled, and their references removed. The width of the barricade trigger has been increased substantially, with edit mode enabled, so that the entire barricade system width would scale. As mentioned before, you will probably want to change the animation, if you plan on using this type of barricade often. Height offsets are also supported. The mesh renderer and collider can be enabled or disabled, as desired. The drop barricade has had one rail system disabled, and its reference removed. The blink trigger has been moved back towards the higher level. This prevents blink activation from the lower level, when used with less severe drops than the one depicted. Respect ground has been disabled on this barricade. This is very important, as we want the player to transition into the falling state after the blink, and not transition directly from the blink to grounded state. While respect ground should be disabled on the ledge drop barricade, under most circumstances. It is worth noting that if it is enabled, the blink will fail without also increasing the max height change parameter. That will conclude this tutorial series. While we have taken a look at several examples of specialized barricades, be aware that these are not required to be set up in the exact same manner displayed. In fact, most of these barricades have primarily been modified by simply disabling components and adjusting script references. If you have any questions, please email us at support@imitationstudios.com. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.